Aren't y'all tired of having this conversation? I'm talking about the MRS degree conversation in which you're telling Black women to go to college like their counterparts to seek a husband. Now, I have some thoughts on both sides of it. Check it out. Hey guys, this is Hope Said It, back with another Hope Said It Uncut video for you. And I just had to. I had too many clips about this to not do a video about it, okay? I'm talking about the MRS degree, as you can see from the title of this video. Duh, you already know what this video is about. I actually have a response for both sides though, okay? So if you're for it, great. If you're against it, great. I gotta talk to both of y'all or it wouldn't make sense otherwise. So this conversation about women going to college to find a man has been here since time immemorial. It was repopularized by Kevin Samuel. And again, it has come up again because of Ebony Williams, who was talking about, you know, Black women being like their other race counterparts who go to college to find a man. Here's what she said.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as Black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for Black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades. The reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. So here's my advice. If you are a young Black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of Black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older.
Now, I don't know if people just don't care for her that much, or she has said too many off-the-wall things for people to like her, but I wasn't too alarmed by what she said because technically it is true. What she said is not too drastic. Now, I don't co-sign with everything she has said, but let me break this down. That's why I said to make sense of this conversation, I have to talk to those who are like, yes, MRS degree me, please. And then those who are like, what are you talking about? So for those of you more along the line of getting an MRS degree, I'm not really even mad at you. I just have some caveats about that thought process. So first of all, going to college is for getting an education and networking. Okay. I don't believe that it's for finding a husband. And this is coming from me. I got married at 25. Or 26 or something. I think I was engaged at 25, married at 26. I got 3 kids. Like, I get it. I met my husband in college. Did I have a ring by spring and were we married before we graduated college? No, but we were serious about dating. I still juggled a relationship and a career because I had to travel to different places for my career to like build my credibility. So the purpose for me going to college was not to get a ring. I did not think twice. I did not think I'm going to college to find a man. I knew I needed to get my degree and dip because I needed to make some money. Okay, so that's what my mindset was. He just happened to come along the way. Now, because I was open to marriage, I knew I wanted to eventually get married and have kids. I wasn't so closed off to the mindset of it. You know, don't waste my time. That's number one. You have to be a quality man, but he was, and I saw good traits in him. So I was like, okay, we'll see where this is as I continue to follow my career. So no, I did not get an MRS degree. I did not go to college looking for that. It just so happened to happen as I was chasing my purpose. And that's the main thing I want to reiterate. Chase your purpose. Don't chase a ring. Don't really chase a career. Chase your purpose in life. Once you chase your purpose in life, you'll know what to do. So if you're really like, do I just want to be a housewife or a stay-at-home mom or something? I'm just trying to go to college to meet these men. I mean, that's an expensive way to do it. But if you want to, fine. Just know that marriage is supposed to be forever. So what I find a lot of the time is people are actually chasing a wedding. They're wanting, oh my gosh, my dress is gonna look like this, my cake is gonna be this and that. Listen, at that wedding day, this marriage begins. And people don't think about the marriage part of it. They think of the, oh, wedding status, I get to tell my friends and my ring, oh, what color will my bridesmaids' dresses be? That's cute, but that's not what it's about. So if you are trying to go to college for this MRS degree, then you have to be prepared to be like, well, am I wifey material? Am I mother material? That's a very traditional way of thinking, right? Like, hey, I'm trying to snag a husband. Well, then if we're going to stay in the traditional mindset of things, do you know how to take care of your home though? Because if you're wanting this man to basically, oh, well, he's in college, he's educated, and he's going to take care of me. Well, how are you taking care of the house? Because it doesn't go both ways. You can't be Miss Lazy, I don't do anything, I just sit here and look pretty, and then he bring everything. That's not how it works. Traditional, you have to be traditional too. People like traditional when it's about, oh, he bring home the bacon, he's the provider, he give me this. Well, there's a traditional woman role as well. So you have to fit into that. So as long as you're playing the traditional role, make sure that you get your skills up too. Do you clean? Do you know how to cook? The traditional role needs to continue. So no, I don't co-sign with going to college to find a man. I get where people are coming from with that, but really I think it's detrimental if you go with that mindset thinking that that's your goal in life. I have a man now. Congratulations, I have one in life. That's just the beginning. And if you get a ring by spring, you could get a divorce by December. Okay. So there's no guarantee. You got to nurture that. If you're rushing into something, that could be to your detriment. And it's going to be exacerbated even more, SAT word, when you add children into the equation. Okay. So I'm all for mid-20s. I want to get married and have kids and this and that. Cool, I did too. But I knew what I was getting into. Okay. And I did not go with the mindset of, this is life and this is my reward and this is my fulfillment. And some people are made to be a housewife, to be a stay-at-home. Listen, I'm not hating you, but that's why it's important to know your purpose. Know your purpose, and then the decisions you make will make sense. Maybe you're not getting a college education, but you need education and the skills that you need to be that role. And you shouldn't let societal pressures rush your decision to do anything. Okay, so that's about pro MRS degree. Let's talk about the people who are like, absolutely not, I'm getting my education, independent woman. That's cool too. It's about what's your purpose in life. If you don't want any of that, chase whatever you want to, if your purpose in life is, I want to achieve this and help this many people and this and that and this. Listen, marriage is not more righteous than being single. Let's get that out the way. People act like I'm married, so poo-poo on you. Married, single, you're not any higher in the eyes of God. So let's not act like it's a status change for you. So if you do not want to get married, if you're like, no, I don't want to get married, I don't want kids. Okay, that's your purpose and you're fulfilling your purpose. But a lot of the time, that's not what happens. A lot of the time you have Black women who are very driven and they're like, what? I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be a lawyer, I'm gonna be a CEO, some alphabet boy, whatever. They're just definitely going to get that high status. You can't tell me nothing. I got 5 degrees, I have 6 figures, I got this house, a car, and this and that, and great. You have all the material things, all the status things you need, and then you get to the top and you're like, ain't nobody here with me. Oh crap. So you didn't even think of it. You didn't think of life. You thought you had time. And unfortunately, as women, we really don't have that much time. We don't have time to achieve everything. And then at 45 say, you know what? I think I want to start a family. No. And that's kind of why this situation is so delicate, right? Can you have it all? I would like to say not at the same time, or you're going to sacrifice a lot if you have it all. Can you be married and have kids and a career? Absolutely. I do the same thing, but even I knew I had to juggle some stuff. I was like, okay, get married, have a career, cool. I'm doing this and this is kind of slacking. And then, okay, well now I'm trying to reach this. So then we help. So we help each other. It can be done, but there are sacrifices to be made. And you have to know what your breaking point is. Me, I don't sacrifice to the detriment of my kids like that. So really, what I've done in my career, I know the level of, hey, this is the highest I'll probably go. Anything more and I'm taking more time away from my kids. I can reach the pinnacle if I want to, that's great, but I prioritize family. So as you're being aggressive and chasing these elaborate goals and being like, I'm getting my PhD and this and that, I make 6 figures and that's great, but if you have marriage in mind, if you have kids in mind, you kind of have to stop and look around. You got to smell the roses a little. That's when you're going to look around and be like, I achieved one thing in life, amazing. And I have great friends, I travel, but that family aspect, I don't have my own family. I don't have a husband. I don't have kids. That's when the conversation arises. When the women who not necessarily are bitter, maybe regretful, are like, wow, I have a lot of accolades and I have nothing to show for it, relationship-wise, kid-wise, all that stuff. So I think that's why the conversation gets drawn up again. So I would just like to add that if you know that yes, you're driven in career, but you also want to be married and have kids, you can't be gung-ho necessarily with blinders on, okay? You will find people along the way, and then you have to say like, hey, do they fit into my equation? Is that what I'm trying to do? Are they a fit for me? What I see a lot of the time is you're so focused on your studies, you're like, I ain't got time for nothing. Okay, you gonna be in school for 10 years, boo-boo. Like, you gotta have time for something. Like, to meet somebody or something, you know, just to have that kind of door open. Because I would love for you to have all the time in the world, but according to biological clock, you don't. At 35, it's already geriatric pregnancy, you know, at 35. And you would think like, oh, I just started at 35. You're kind of ending it. So just be mindful of that. No matter what decision you make, you could say, hey, I want to get married. Okay, well then here's what you kind of have to work on. I don't want to get married. Okay, then here's what you need to do. But I think the problem comes when either you want to get married too soon and you don't know what that entails, so you just kind of do it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is actually selfless work and ooh, I don't like this. Or you were so focused on career and you're like, oh yeah, I guess I did want a husband. And I'm not saying you can't necessarily change your mind. I'm just saying that the odds will be against you the later you wait to make a decision. And I really think that's where people get mad at the conversation. They get mad because you're telling them, hey, once you hit this certain age, and they're like, you can't tell me what to do. God's the controller of, yes. Okay, so let's make something clear. With God, all things are possible, period. But that doesn't make all things probable. We still have a probability of things happening. He could be like, I'm not having you have a child at 100. I left that for Sarah. He can make all things work, but that doesn't mean you're gonna hold him at gunpoint and be like, give me a miracle. I waited till 60 to do all this, you know? So yes, let's be clear. God can make all things work, but I think a lot of people use that as a safety net to do whatever the heck they want to in life and then just be like, please, Lord, bless me for not planning, you know? So listen, it could happen for you. I'm just saying statistically, that's what we're talking about. Listen, get married or don't get married, but just know what it takes. Know that one is not better than the other. Know that you have to prepare yourself either way. If you want to be married, if you want to have kids, there are things you need to do to prepare yourself mentally, with skills, anything, right? And if you're not trying to get married, that's fine too, but you have to plan ahead and know like, okay, well, what am I going to be doing? Do I have enough for retirement? Because it's not two incomes, it is now one. So just make sure you're okay. And above all else, make sure that you serve your purpose. Make sure that you're chasing purpose. You're not chasing a man. You're not chasing this goal of, oh, I wanted 18 kids when I was 8. So let's see if I can do it. Chase your purpose. And the only way you can find your purpose is if you connect with God. I know you're like, oh my God, she's talking about Jesus again. Yeah, I am. Because that's the foundation of who I am. So how you going to follow me? You don't know my foundation. Okay. But anyway, that's the MRS debate. I'm not even for or against it. I don't have a problem with any of it unless you come with the right mindset. If you want a ring by spring, make sure that you know that you're here for a marriage, not a wedding. Okay. And that's an odd way to go about it. But listen, as long as you know what it takes to be married, what it takes to have kids, or at least you're in the right mindset, you're not going to know 100% of what it takes. But if you're in the right mindset of doing that, okay, fine. If you're like, absolutely not, I'm chasing my degrees and traveling the world, okay, do that too. But then don't be mad when you're 50 or 60 or something and you're like, I should have did this. No one told me. People told you. You wanted to chase your dollars. You chasing your dollars. And let's be clear, you can be married and have a career. You just have to balance that as well. So listen, I know it's hard because we're women and we have a time clock to everything. I actually talked about this a couple months ago with a therapist. Actually, it's free game. You can get free game because I have a video already about when good girls feel like they finished last. So that's basically when you're 40, when you're 30, when you're 50 even, and you're like, I feel like I did everything right. I'm not married. I don't have kids. God, why? You know? So check that video out. It will encourage you as well. And I have other marriage topics, other life topics for you as well. You can always follow me on social media at Hope Said It on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere, I guess. But really, I'm more active on Instagram. I just like kind of post to the other places. And then I'll be retwisting this old hair next week. So we'll have a retwist and chat with me in my next video. So I will see you then. Bye. You can't cancel me because you didn't make me. My phone.